Okay, hold on. All right. Hi, good afternoon. All right. So, first of all right, today we're going to go into Form 3's Sejarah midterm seminar for Chapter 1 and 2. And the Chapter 2 is not entirely the whole government structure lah, mainly, especially the Pelosan Kuasa British to Perjanjian London to Perjanjian London and Kesan only. All right, we never cover pembentukan negeri-negeri Selat and pentadbiran. That you will need to go into your full notes lah. All right, so guys, my name is Ming Yoke. So let's start with our revision. We went through very fast. Okay, we will go through very fast. And then later on, if you have any questions while I'm going through, please let me know. Okay, first of all, guys, first is that your notes, this seminar notes is a short notes. It's not full notes. It doesn't include detailed information and explanation. So over here, all right, when you do your objective, it may not entirely include the information provided for answering objective. Later we go through. All right, but no matter what lah, you do not need to actually study through the whole full notes, study through the whole textbook. Only you do objective, Do not need to. All right. The best way of doing objective is while doing it, while studying it, while doing it, while studying it. So you refer your objective, you refer your short notes. If it does not include the information in your short notes, it means it is an additional information which not a common structural essay question. Understand? Then you just need to refer your full notes for that particular information only. All right? Otherwise, if you go through the full notes, go through the whole textbook, only then you do your questions right, your brain will be overloaded of information. It will be very difficult for you. Understand? Okay, now. So according to today's class, we're going to only cover Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 until 2.2. All right? Mainly, we go through very fast. We talk about when British came in Chapter 1. Before British came in, our country is stable and prosper. That's why the Western started to come in, and the factor from abad ke 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And of course, later on, a lot of Western country came in and fight for the land, which is mainly, this one is objective question, because we talk about France, US, which land they take over. And of course, the last part is what strategy they use to take over our land. Okay? Then in Bab 2, we talk about, finally, British came in to Penang, Singapore, and Malacca and take over Negeri-Negeri Selat. Negeri-Negeri Selat stands for three words lah, three states, namely Pulau Pinang, Singapore, and Malacca. And through these three, guys, you need to know their background before being conquered. And what's the factor British conquer Penang, Singapore, Malacca? And finally, how they conquer Penang, Singapore, Malacca. At the end, you need to know that to conquer Singapore, British and Belanda actually cooperate and sign Perjanjian London. And it actually affects our whole Southeast Asia, where Tanah Melayu and Indonesia are split into two, split into two. All right, which is there's a borderline across lah. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go through the format, exam format. Understanding that, guys, you must know, when you go for your exam hall, you need to know you only have limited 2 hours. Guys, next page, limited 2 hours, which is you have to complete your 20 objective question, 20 marks. Bahagian B is 4 structure question, 40 marks, because 10 marks each. And each of the question are divided into question A and question B and question C. All right. Question A and B and C add up together is 10 marks. And for the A and B, commonly, generally, is fakta soalan. Fakta soalan, which refers to questions that answer can be from the notes. Not can be, sorry, is entirely from the notes. Question, the answer is entirely from the notes. Especially the short notes. The short notes is for the structure and essay. The structure and essay. So for essay, we have 2 soalan. Only jawab 1. And it's 20 marks each. Question 1, A, B, also the same, is fakta soalan. Answer entirely from your notes. So for structure, is 2 marks, 4 marks. For essay, is 4 marks, 6 marks, 8 marks. You understand? It can be 4, it can be 6, it can be 8. And of course, all right, you may say that, wow, teacher, but then only 80 marks in total. I thought it should be 100% one. Yeah, lor. So some of your school teacher will actually use the 20 marks extra, the balance 20 marks as an extra essay. So your teacher may give you 2 essay, not 1. Not 1, means 2 compulsory essay. Or your teacher may give you kerja khusus, project. Or your teacher may give you another way of the marks. For example, they may be 10 marks for your attendance, or another 10 marks is for the homework. I don't know. It depends on your teacher. You understand? Okay, so you have to apply in your exam, in your marks, accordingly lah. And for K-BUTS for structure is 4 marks, K-BUT for essay is 8 marks. Or maybe sometimes your teacher will pattern, make it into 10 marks. 20 marks, you may not know. All right, because it's midterm exam, and the midterm exam is your school teacher who came out the exam question. So they can actually adjust it themselves. So through here, guys, all right, understanding your objective, structure, and essay must be completed within 2 hours. You must ensure that when you answer your question, don't over-apply answer, but don't just enough. For example, your marks. For example, your marks is 2 marks, correct? 2 marks should be 2 points. Minimum requirement. So 2 marks will be 2 points minimum requirement. So you don't just give 2 points, You give 1 or 2 extra. Okay? But then after that, you may say that, teacher, if 2 marks, I give 4 points. Will it be too much? Okay lah, never mind lah, 4 only lah. But if it's 8 marks, you give 16 point, 20 point, over already. Okay, 8 marks is 8 points. So if 8 points, you give 16 point, 20 point is overly do it, because you not enough time to complete. So what I will advise you is, if it's minimum requirement, you give 1 or 2 extra. Guys, minimum requirement, you give 1 or 2 extra. If it's like more than 1 or 2 extra you want to apply, you apply 50% of the 50% as extra. What do you mean by 50%? Equals to, for example, 8 points, you plus an extra 5 points. 5 points plus, 4 points. So 50% of 8 points is 4 lah. So if 12 points only, you don't until 16 point, 20 point, please no. Understand? Then if you do that, you will at least have enough time to construct your sentence, complete it. Understand? Okay, Now, it is time we need to go into chapter 1 briefly and fastly. Then we go for objective, structure, essay, understanding the format, and come back to chapter 2, okay? Now, guys, for chapter 1, everybody can turn to page 2. Finally, the Western country came in. First of all, chapter 1, 1.1, you need to know kestabilan and kemakmuran negara kita. The first one, kestabilan, is that there are three aspects you need to know. The first one is sistem pemerintahan raja. Our country need a leader. That's why it's king's government system. Our country need rules. That's why it's sistem perundangan. And our country needs foreign relationship, hubungan luar. So for the kestabilan overall questions in your exam only for structure or objective one. Because the points is not enough for you to apply in essay. Understand? Chapter 1 for the kestabilan is mainly objective and structure. So what happens is, according to the king's government system, Sultan, if they are tugas if they ask you tugas, Ketua Negeri, Lambang Kedaulatan Negeri. Pembesar is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Penghulu penggawa is the village chief, Ketua Kampung, or penyampaikan arahan raja kepada orang kampung, raja or pembesar lah. So you just need to go through and memorize at least 2 points. Okay, because objective structure is 2 to 4 marks, maximum 4 marks a question. So if you see that there are more than 2, you can actually memorize 4. Example, okay? Now, so after Sultan, then Pembesar, Jajahan Daerah, and then Penghulu, it is time. You can see that this table here is mainly for objective, which is you already learned it in Form 2, but of course, they won't test you in detail because it is Form 2. Now you are Form 3. So you briefly know the table can already. For example, the government system in Negeri Sembilan is from anak buah Ibu Soko, appoint bapa, appoint lembaga, appoint undang, appoint yang di-Pertuan Besar. Then for the system pemerintahan Sarawak one are divided into system kesukuan, kesultanan. Sabah one is kesukuan, kesultanan, ketua bebas. For Sabah Sarawak in detail, it will comes in Form 3 Bab 5. But you midterm, you do not have exam until Chapter 5. So that's why I say that this whole thing is just objective. Simple as that. Nothing difficult. Just go through. Then the next one is Sistem Pemerintahan Negeri Sembilan. Sistem Perundangan. Also objective. Basically, objective or 2-mark structure. You know why? Because they are divided into undang-undang tidak bertulis and bertulis. Unwritten law is a traditional law. Example, adat pepatih, which is you, me, and him knows that what you can and what you cannot do. It's a taboo. All right? Undang-undang, like example, you cannot just go naked and then run outside. Wah! Like that. I tell you, you are being known to be crazy mental problem, and then you'll be sent into the mental hospital. That is undang-undang tidak bertulis. You know, I know, we know. Undang-undang bertulis basically is black and white written. So you can just give a contoh. Contoh Hukum Kandang Melaka, Undang-Undang 99 Perak. Hukum Kandang Pahang, like that. Sabah Sarawak, instead, they are traditional rules. Traditional rules, hukum adat, it is passed down from one generation to another, and it is based on their belief, based on their clan belief. Just like that. So, is there anything difficult? Nothing. And is there a lot of information? No. So that's why it's objective and structure only. For kestabilan, it's just objective and structure. Then the foreign relationship. What they will ask is, what's the importance of foreign relationship? To be honest, if your exam question is in A and B, or in objective, they never say it's K-bar. It is a fakta soalan, you know. It's a fakta soalan which the answer they want only these 4. Only these 4. Unless they ask you pada pendapat anda. In C. In your question C. Then you can give your own opinion. Otherwise, if it's fakta soalan and you give any answer out of the fakta jawapan, you get no marks. You understand? Meaning, if it's fakta soalan, kepentingan hubungan diplomatic for this chapter 1. And your answer can only be, number 1, meluaskan pengaruh. Number 2, melindungi daripada ancaman musuh. Number 3, memajukan ekonomi. Number 4, menstabilkan sistem pemerintahan. Only these 4 answer. You can only expand influence, protect from enemy, economy development, and government system stabilize. Stable government system. Like that. That's all. Any other of those investment program increase unity those is K-bar. So you have to take note, you don't write the wrong answer. Okay? You need to see properly. Is it chapter 1? The kepentingan there? Then it's only these 4. All right, now. Then the next one is a kemakmuran already lor. You see? Chapter 1.1 about kestabilan and kemakmuran. Kestabilan mainly objective structure. That's it. Okay? And the most important one is only this one. Mostly can have a lot to explain for structure. The rest is like, you see, so small, objective. All right, then the next one is, in 1.1, other than that, why is it that British, Western country are interested in our country? Because our country is prosper. Prosper in 4 aspects lah. First, we have natural resources, hasil bumi, hasil alam. Number 2, we know how to take advantage of our nature, memanfaatkan hasil alam. Number 3, our economic system are organized. Number 4, due to our overall prosperity, our intellectual education system are able to be developed. So if you look at here, you may say that, oh, also objective structure. Yeah. Because if they ask you bahan galian, there are only 4 points. You can only put 2 to 4 marks. You see? You may say, teacher, they cannot like overall essay, they can, but difficult. Okay? So, because it's a lot of chonto, especially a lot of chonto. A lot of chonto mainly come out in structure, because they can ask 2 marks question, 4 marks question like this. So, for example, bahan galian, we have emas, biji timah, perak, silver, perak, silver. And basically, they do mining by the local using kaedah mendulang, wash, and melampang the longkang there. You remember the drain? And all of it is done near the river. So you have 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, 4 point, settle. Then hasil laut, seafood. You have seaweed, sharfin, sea cucumber, pearl. You have 4 contoh. You just write 2 contoh. Enough. You do not need to write all the contohs. Hasil hutan. We have spices, dama, rotan. And the main thing is, all these hasil hutan are sold to China and Japan and India. Because of that, guys, you can top up stating that our country is known to be the supplier of forest goods center, pusat pengeluaran sumber hasil hutan. Contoh what hasil hutan mainly we have is wood lor, kapur barus lor, dama, getah jelutong lor, kayu cendala, rotan lor. In exam, they may come out in objective, which is they will ask you that negara kita merupakan pusat pengeluaran sumber hasil hutan. Yang manakah berikut merupakan hasil hutan di negara kita? Then they give you A, getah, yang manakah hasil hutan yang dijual kepada pedagang China, Jepun and India, like that. Then you put A, kayu, A is getah pecah. No getah pecah here. B is kayu jati. No kayu jati here. C is kapur barus. Oh God. D is don't know what lah. So you can only select C lor. Teacher, is this English sejarah? Yes. If it's Mandarin conducted sejarah, it's just now the 2 p.m. Now it's English, yeah. You okay? Can follow? All right, if you have question, please ask. Yeah, I realize it's like they last week also, Form 2-1 confused. Hey teacher, why you know Chinese class one actually 2 o'clock end already? Like that lor. Okay, teacher, is the kayu kayan or kayan. Sorry, my writing is like not so proper, I think. Kayu kayan. Okay, not boyan. Kayu kayan. All right, now, so under this case, Understand? So basically, it's structure or objective lah, mainly. So you just need to ensure you have the points exactly able to include then. Good already. Teacher, I'm melting right now. Can barely focus. Exhausted for yeah, today you all got some school got Marentas Desa, some school got curriculum. And the thing is, no worry, we will have recording. I forgot to record. I forgot to record. Oh no, I record already. Oh, I tell you, I also teach until I don't know whether I got do recording or not already. Oh my gosh, luckily got. So after the class, the recording, the admin will put into the YouTube. You all can view back if there are any jamming now. It is okay. Teacher, for the D, hasil bumi, hasil alam, do we need to memorize following the table just now, or just like 2 point following the textbook? Which hasil bumi, hasil alam? This one? You mean this one? Here? Tu fakta, hasil bumi, tu fakta. Tu hasil alam, tu fakta. Hasil bumi, tu fakta. Hasil hutan, tu fakta, I mean. Oh, you mean, oh, okay. For my side here, this is called the fakta, this is called the hurayans. You see here, hurayans. So that's why when you say fakta, tu fakta. Okay, it's okay, it's okay. No worry, no worry. At least we understand now. So basically, you at least remember 2 points from here. 2 points, 2 points. Correct. Uh, if you say that, teacher, do I just memorize here? Yes. It's guys, my notes is exactly from the textbook. Actually. Fakta soalan means that, guys, fakta soalan means that, meaning the AB, right? AB, right? The question AB, C is K bar ma. AB, the fakta soalan means that all information, the question's answer must be from your textbook. So my notes is just a simplified notes from textbook. Whereas if our normal class, the notes is also from the textbook, reorganized into a way that is easy to understand or easy to memorize or easy to structure it out. You understand? At least not like your textbook, the whole thing like an essay storybook like that. Like that, lor. Okay. So it's exactly so. Don't worry. You can just directly look at the notes. All right. Okay. Now, number 2. What else? Other than we have hasil bumi, hasil alam, we are able to take advantage of our hasil alam. Namely, because of our citizen are creative and skilled, highly skilled, berkemahiran tinggi, and they are able to mereka, they are able to produce handicraft that are beautiful and interesting. An example, daun mengkuang can be used to make into tikar, kapet, bako, basket, tudung saji, food cover. And Malay also can wood carpentry, build boats or even furniture from rotan. You see, you can like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Even they can actually create traditional weapons such as keris. You see, so basically here you just remember 4 points. Simple as that. And of course, in this case, the next one is economy system. Economy system there, basically, again, you can just go through 2 point, 2 point, 2 point, 2 point. That's all. Not much, especially not very important essay question, is mainly structural. Yeah, structural. For example, first of all, our country economy are organized. And the characteristic is, number 1, we have business, trading, and port. We buy, sell, or trade, number 1. Number 2, we have a Shah Bandar that manage the port well enough. Number 3, we have various spices to be traded in pelabuhan. Contoh is number 4. Buah, keras, kayu, manis, cengkeh. You give 2, can already. You give 2, can already. No need all. And then number 5, we have a pelabuhan in Muara Sungai yang strategic. If you want to add one more extra lah. Okay, that's it. Sistem timbang sukat ukuran basically simple Melayu kepo lengkau cupak gandang. Cina kati tahil piko. The rest of the details like what do they measure, how many length, how many chupak, that is detail. Detail one is mainly objective. So when you do objective, when they ask only you refer the detail notes. The detail notes, or if you don't have my detail notes, you refer the textbook example. System mata wang, what else? They use money. Originally, they use system barter trade only. But then later on, when business grow, they use mata wang logam, emas timah. You see, simple as that. Then taxation system is charges, a payment over our income of pelombongan, pertanian, hasil hutan, perdagangan. What is system barter again? Trade. I trade my fish with your cow meat. I trade my rice with your vegetable. I only trade. Yeah, we don't have money. But when business grow, only we have money. No worry, y'all just ask. Because for me, I go through fast because it's revision. So I assume. There's a reason I assume you all know everything. But of course, some of you maybe have forgotten it or, confused or anything. You can ask. No worry. Okay, now, so what's the purpose of taxation? Taxation, cukai, is actually a source of income for the government. Sumber pendapatan pemerintah. And also to use it to prosper the country. To build more roads, to build more transportation, to build more, the money is for the prosperity of the country. So there are two reasons why cukai dikenakan. So this one mainly objective structure also. So you see, simple one. Oh, but then okay, system pendidikan, we have a lot to ask. So there is ones that they actually ask you 8 marks, explain the whole system pendidikan. But very not common lah. Mainly system pendidikan tidak formal is 4 marks. System pendidikan formal 4 marks like this. So add up together 8 marks lah. Essay lah, But no matter what, understanding that education system is for what purpose? Mainly, we can be a noble person, be a polite person, good attitude, independent, well-mannered, all this lah. So under this case, berakhlak mulia, berkelakuan sopan, tata susila, berdikabri, berhemah. But no matter what lah, guys, pendidikan tidak formal is pendidikan awal. It started from the family. And what do they teach? Apakah diajar? Is they farm, they fish, they carpentry, they handicraft. And then religious knowledge, prayers, or, you have to have how to be friends, how to protect your dignity, how to be polite, everything. And the method is they use pantong, syair, peribahasa, pantang larang is taboo law, what you cannot do, prohibited to do, and a story about lesson learned. All these are pendidikan tidak formal, which they don't actually go to classes, they don't actually sit down, and in front there's one person who teach them. Pendidikan formal instead mainly is Islam or teachings that focus on Islam religious knowledge. For example, where do they teach is they have istana, masjid, surau, pondok, madrasah. Especially they may ask you pendidikan formal, explain the whole thing. Then you got maksud 1, maksud 1, 2. Then after that, where is it? 3, what, 4, what, 5, what, like that. So istana is to learn about the government administration. Masjid, surau is to prayer. Bacaan solat, hadis, fiqh, usuluddin. Pondok is Al-Quran, hadis, bahasa Arab. Then madrasah is school, School learn about syllabus, classes. The school, of course, got primary, secondary, college, like that, university. And they were monitored by the Guru Besar and managed by the finance committee. You see? So All these points we already pointed out for you. You just need to memorize that. You just need to memorize and understand that. For example, it has 2 points. Pentadbiran, politik. Then you memorize the 2 point. 2 point. Okay? This one 1 point. Just memorize. This one got 5 point, maybe 4 point lah, maximum. Because structural 2 to 4 marks. Understand? Okay? And especially you may say that the teacher yellow and underline, what's the difference? Yellow one is the most important, no? Most important in your exam lah. Common ask question answer. Underline is extra huraian. Yeah. So consequently, pendidikan formal, we learn tulisan Jawi, expanded, Bahasa Melayu as a knowledge language, as a communication language. And because of this, we start to write literature book, masterpiece books. Or even, guys, they may also talk about Sabah Sarawak, you know. And Sabah Sarawak are also divided into informal, pendidikan tidak formal, and pendidikan formal. Pendidikan tidak formal also about their tradition, no? Custom tradition. No? Formal is all about Islam, you know. For example, Sarawak masjid sekolah agama read about Al-Quran tulisan Jawi cara beribadat then diajar guru Al-Quran imam lebay. You know? For Sabah, they are Islam religious people, read Al-Quran. Tulisan Jawi. They learn in surau, pondok, and rumah guru agama. So I tell you, traditional, pendidikan tidak formal is all about tradition, learning. Formal is all about Islam, religious. Okay? So, of course, all these are, it's not a common question. So if your teacher wants to test you, they can test you since your teacher is the one that comes out the questions. Therefore, if you're worried, you read the long notes, run through one round. Or, you know, in our normal class, I gave you the revision pack. The take revision pack. The take one. Read through everything. Okay? Now, teacher Imam or Iran? Imam. I-M-A-M. Imam. Teacher, you're writing, okay, please. Because seminar very fast, so I write. So if you cannot see, let me know lah, okay? We go through it together. Okay, now, guys, okay, so then the next one, we go to faktor kedatangan kuasa barat. Okay, factor why do Western country came to our land is because in abad 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we have 3 lah. You got 16, 17 and 18, 19 and 20. So of course, 16 we have 4 fakta. 17, 18 is 1 fakta. 19, 20 got 7 fakta. If I'm not mistaken, 7. Oh, 9, sorry. 7 funny lah. I remember the wrong one is 9. But guys, mainly abad 16 can be in essay format. Mainly abad 16 can be in essay format because got 4 fakta and then 4 huraian. Or they may actually go through asking you one by one. Yeah, one by one. Okay, so for factor, right, it can be structure essay. Structure essay. You see, so 1.1 is not an important structure essay question, but it's objective structure. 1.1 kestabilan kemakmuran is objective structure. 1.2 can be structure essay. So the point you need to memorize more. Especially this one is just 4 marks structure lah, like abad 17, 18, right? It's only revolusi perindustrian. Revolusi perindustrian, which is you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. So you at least must understand the 4 yellow color to be memorized. The most important lah. What's the reason? Revolution Industrial, why do they need to come and conquer us? Because of business center, because of our land, because of our goods supply, bahan mentah, so as to allow the bulk processing. And finally, we need market to sell our goods for profit. Like that lah. So overall, settle. So understand, remember, 16 is because we have goods from China, pelabuhan persinggahan as a stop buy station, pusat pengumpulan barang because we have various types of goods center to collect, and Christian purposes. 1920 leh, hayo, got 9 fakta. You may say that, teacher, if it's 1920 or how to be in essay, can. It can be a simple huraikan faktor kedatangan kuasa barat pada abad 1920. Then, because it's 8 marks, 4 fakta, 4 huraian, no? Minimum requirement lah. Of course, you have to plus extra. But, commonly they like to give you the fakta and ask you to huraikan instead. They like to give you the fakta and ask you huraikan instead. So they may ask you that industri mengetin, ciptaan kapal wap, and then after that they will persaingan kuasa barat, huraikan. 8 marks example. Also can. So you have to know that first is kesuburan tanah. Guys, kesuburan tanah is that you can explain, there's a huraian is, which is, if you don't want to do huraikan, you can just direct give contoh lah because have a lot of points. So kesuburan tanah disebabkan tanah subur, iklim sesuai untuk tanaman ekspor. Contoh getah tembakau. Selain itu, kekayaan hasil bumi. You see, 2 fakta. Can be split into 2. Kekayaan hasil bumi, contohnya biji timah dan emas. So, then, you know what? Perkembangan industri kereta. Demand for getah asli bertambah. For perusahaan ciptaan tayar, perusahaan penebat barangan elektrik. Electrical insulation. Electrical insulation means all the electrical wiring all is natural rubber. Prevent electric shock. Then industri mengetin. Tin makanan, tin minuman for the roof and for the tong minyak. Pembukaan terusan Suez, you know, right? Can fasten the business. And consequently, our business between Alam Melayu and Europe means Southeast Asia and Europe increases. Correct? Then other than that, guys, what else? Other than that, they also have the ciptaan kapal wap. Ciptaan kapal wap we can what? The big ship, the steamship, can actually carry a lot of goods, can fasten our journey, save costs, and finally, sending goods will become easy and cheap. Yeah, 4 points you must remember. Especially, there's ones, I forgotten, got one past year they asked before, what's the benefit of kapal wap? 4 marks. All 4 you have to write in. Yeah, like that. So you take note lah. Okay, then the next one is continue on, which is we have to go through our ciptaan telegraph. Hello. So our ciptaan telegraph here says that the businessmen from Europe are able to contact their agent or representative in Tanah Melayu fast, which in the end involve our Tanah Melayu into international market. That's why they came and conquered us. Then persaingan kuasa barat, you can actually say that Britain, German, France, they fight for land. For them, they think that the more land they own, the more respect they get. Bebas orang putih. So, you know what? Structure is 2 to 4 marks. Even if it's essay, you fakta and hurain also 2 only. So, If can, you memorize at least minimum 2 huraian from each. Minimum 2 huraian from each. Then bebang orang putih basically means that their responsibility to help the well-being of the people. And they use this slogan to regionalize their action. So Western hope to spread their influence, their civilization. Finally, they uses the fact that they are more civilized to conquer us. And France instead use slogan tugas menyebarkan tamadun like that. Understand? So mewajarkan tindakan mereka, Kosta Barat berhasrat menyebarkan pengaruh dan tamadun mereka. Actually, enough already, 4 points. Okay? Guys, okay Okay, now next next page Okay, what's the strategy? You may say that, hey teacher, where is 1.3 1.3, the one mainly objective The map table, France take over what land, Britain take over land, US take over, like that lor. German take over like this only. So instead strategy can come out in structure or essay. How? Portuguese one won't be in structure or essay lah, it's objective mainly. But Belanda basically can come out in the sense that they can have 3 fakta: physical, attack, perjanjian, and pakatan. And 2 huraian, 1 huraian. No? Okay. Then for the British right, two huraian also, sorry. For the British right, you have a lot. Manipulasi, ugutan, desakan, tipu hela, perjanjian, pakatan, pajakan, serangan physical. So you each of it, you remember 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fakta. 7 fakta, you put 5 huraian plus maybe 5 fakta plus 5 huraian already more than enough. 10 points. Normally essay 8 marks. So you just memorize, go through it, settle. So we are done with chapter 1. Before we go to chapter 2, understanding our soalan. Okay, now, so I'm going to go into our soalan. All right, go to page 17. So now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go through with the short notes and then the objective. So I show you how to do your objective question, which I ask you all not to directly memorize all your full notes, textbook first. Unless you say that, teacher, can I do that? Which is I want to memorize the whole full notes, the textbook first. Can. If you normally is already studying it. If you're last minute, then you refer short notes. Because too much will jam your brain. It will increase your stress, anxiety. So don't do that. That's why the purpose of the short notes is last minute, gone through one round, and you are good to go. So what you need to do is, when you do your objective, right? Okay, time limited. When time limited, what you need to do is, okay, first you need to use your highlighter and then catch the keyword. Slowly and steadily, because just now the Mandarin class, I fly so fast, right? I got one mistake. Okay, no matter how perfect you are still human. All right, there will be accident error. So you make sure you just reduce that human error lah. So for example, you be careful. So you catch the keyword, sistem pemerintahan raja, jajahan daerah ditadbir oleh pembesar, dilantik oleh sultan. Oh, tugas pembesar. They just want tugas pembesar. So then you go to your table there, kestabilan, tugas pembesar, this one. This one matches, memorize already one, which is you have menjaga keamanan, kestabilan, kedaulatan. Yeah, donkey. Right. Boleh Easy Okay, now. Then the next one. Of course. In this case, you go into question 2. Question 2. Who is in charge? Guys, you look pelantikan bapak. This is talking about who appoint bapak. You look at the objective. I already told you it's a textbook. It's the textbook pula. It's an objective question. So ibu soko, anak buah, bapak. Ibu soko lah. You understand ah? Then question 3. Benefit. Benefit of hubungan diplomatik. Kepentingan hubungan luar lah. So we go down to hubungan luar. Kepentingan here. I already say, it's a fakta soalan. So you catch. Meluaskan pengaruh, melindungi ancaman musuh, melindungi daripada ancaman musuh, memajukan ekonomi, menstabilkan sistem. So we have menstabilkan sistem. Number 4. Then we have masyarakat kraft tangan and the nilai. So we go to kraft tangan. We go to their creativity and berkemahiran tinggi lah. Easy lah. So you basically when you look at the short notes, it's already quite more than enough for you to apply in your exam. Of course, objective, there may be very detailed like that. What Bungkau, Kati, Saga, Mayam. So if you go to Bungkau, Saga, Mayam is Indian. But then they're asking you what are the things that were measured by Indian. And your short notes doesn't include, because it doesn't need to be written mostly in structure and essay. It's not a very common exam question. Then you go to your full notes. When you go to your full notes, then you'll be able to look at the... okay, if it's not full notes, then you look at your textbook. For example, your Timbang Suka Uko. Then you know that India, Saga Mayam Bungkau is emas perak. Then you come back and then you know, oh yes, emas perak. Okay, so next day I must remember if it's the Pedagang India, is emas perak, okay, like that. Rather than you memorize the whole book and you forget because you're too nervous. Okay? Then the next one, after that you go, sistem ekonomi teratur. Then we have cukai. Hasil cukai. Okay, then we go to sistem percukaian. Then we go to cukai. Hasil from pelombongan, pertanian, hasil hutan, perdagangan. Then you catch all? Pertanian, pelombongan. Boy, simple as that. Then you go to number 7. Bumi Putra Sabah. Oh, pendidikan tidak formal. Okay, just now we only mentioned about tidak formal, general answer. Formal, general answer, and Sarawak Sabah formal. Our short notes doesn't include the tidak formal. So what happened is, you know what? Then if you think that, is there Sabah tidak formal? Okay, then what you do is, you need to go into your full notes and refer a bit. You refer your Sabah tidak formal. You go down here, intellectual, then you realize that, Sabah Sarawak. Actually, they have tidak formal. Tidak formal is to independent. Sarawak, I say Sabah Okay, Sabah melalui keluarga, bersawah, berternak, bertukang, memburu, memanjat, memancing, menyumpit. Come back here. Then you'll be able to catch. Sorry, I opened the wrong file, is it? Did I? Did I accidentally flip to the wrong page? Yeah, I accidentally flipped. Okay, now. So then, you have what? Bersawah, memanjat, right? Menyumpit, right? All those, right? So it's donkey. So then you like, tidak formal, like that. But if you do too fast, you may accidentally think that this is formal, and then after that, you may accidentally think that this is not Sabah, you never see, like that. So you catch keyword. Just now, this is the mistake that I've done. I thought it's generally pendidikan tidak formal or formal, whatever lah, which I put menulis. Wah, Then wrong already. Okay, now you see. So then you catch again. Pendidikan formal. Pondok, Melayu. Okay, not Sabah Sarawak. Okay. Melayu. Pondok. Oh, Pondok, we have Al-Quran, Hadis, and Bahasa Arab. Okay, Bahasa Arab. Then, after that, we talk about, Kaya Agung, Melayu, the book. Hasil Kaya Agung. Oh, Hasil Kaya Agung. Okay, let's go through Kaya Agung. Penulisan Kaya Kesusastraan berkembang berbahasa Melayu, tulisan Jawi. It means that we need to go into full notes because it's additional. Additional, not that in structure or essay. So mainly you can go to your pendidikan, which is Kaya Kesusastraan here. Example, your full notes. Then you see that Kaya Kesusastraan membuktikan tempatan ramai cendekiawan menghasilkan kitab kaya sastera bermutu tinggi. Example, Tufa Anafis Gurindam 12 Misal Melayu Hikayat Datuk Merpati Jepang. So you realize that cendekiawan menghasilkan kaya yang bermutu tinggi, right? So when you come back here, cendekiawan menghasilkan kaya bermutu tinggi. So you're like, oh yes, this is what I need to add in. Okay, Now, so then after that, continue factor all this, you go through with your short notes. And if your short notes doesn't provide you, means it's your long note. But some of you may say that, teacher, very time consuming leh, how lah, I cannot lah. Then you direct, short notes don't have, go to your answer. Go to your answer. Your answer sheet tells you donkey. Then you're like, okay, so means next day if I see Kaya Agung, Malay one, Pendidikan one, then I just put cendekiawan menghasilkan kaya bermutu. Okay, like that. So it's either you go to your long notes, full notes or textbook as a addition information to you, or you direct answer also can. Also correct what? Faham tak? Answer basically will be posted in your website, seminar website, the TDC website. Then you can just click and download. All right. So under this case, guys, let's go to our soalan struktur. Soalan struktur. Okay, now. Everybody turn to page 21. Okay, what I need to tell you all is about structure question, essay question lah. Okay, the format you all should already know. I just brief through very fast, then we're going to continue chapter 2, okay? Now, it's like this. Guys, you see senaraikan aspek yang menyumbang kepada kestabilan negara. Do you still remember that according to our aspek kestabilan negara, we have the sistem pemerintahan beraja, sistem perundangan, hubungan luar. So how do you form your sentence in exam? For structure question, most of your teacher already mentioned that they want the opening paragraph. Copy back the soalan as opening. Like example, you know your structure, they provide you the line 1, line 1, line 2, line 3, like that. So your first line mostly already gone because you need to copy back the soalan, like aspek yang menyumbang kepada kestabilan negara ialah, like that. There only you start your first sentence, one sentence, one answer, 1 mark. And then you plus penanda wacana. Only then they will count full marks for you. Otherwise, your teacher will say ayat tidak lengkap and they only give you 1 mark. Okay, so you have to write aspek yang menyumbang kepada kestabilan negara ialah pertama, sistem pemerintahan beraja, full stop. Aspek kedua, sistem perundangan, full stop. Aspek ketiga, hubungan luar, full stop. Some of your teacher don't mind your penanda wacana man. They don't mind you just write selain itu, selain itu, selain itu, selain itu. Because for them, what they need is, I want 1 sentence, 1 answer, 1 full stop. With penanda wacana, which is, I never mentioned about, I will catch your tata bahasa. Because it's sejarah, it's not BM. So through here, guys, Understanding that most of your school teacher prefer this format, you must follow, because there are students who actually didn't realize it, and they put aspek yang menyumbang kestabilan negara, they never write. And then they directly write pertama sistem pemerintahan, kedua sistem perundangan, ketiga hubungan luar. They never get 3 marks. Either they get 1 mark, kesian mark, and then teacher tell them ayat tidak lengkap. Another way that teacher will give you ayat tidak lengkap is, if you never write, 1 answer, 1 sentence, 1 full stop. For example, you write opening paragraph. You write the aspek yang menyumbang kepada kestabilan negara ialah sistem pemerintahan beraja, comma, sistem perundangan dan hubungan luar, full stop. Also ayat tidak lengkap. Also they give you 1 marks because they say what? 1 sentence, 1 answer, 1 full stop ma. You after comma dan only you full stop. This whole sentence is 1 mark. Full stop is the one that determine 1 sentence. So that's why you all need to take note about this format. Faham ah? Most school follow this format. Most teacher follow this format. If your teacher personally tell you, I don't mind you didn't put opening, I don't mind you didn't put 1 sentence, 1 answer, 1 mark, then it's okay. But usually, WASA Form 3, this is the format for the school. For your teacher. I mean, your teacher sendiri punya format lah. Not entirely government one. Government one leh. You know why some teacher, they don't mind you never write the opening is because the government one is structure question. Question is already there. And your underline is on the bottom. So you can direct answer. And I don't mind you comma dan because each 1 point is 1 mark. So that one is for government standard. But of course, school will follow this lah. Understand? Okay So, under this case, all right, let's move on into the next one. Okay, now, so after the structure, right, when you go to essay, guys, for example, guys, oh yes, another thing, guys. Another thing is your K-bar. After you've done all your fakta soalan A and B fakta soalan, right, you go to C, is your K-bar. So for example, this one is the ciri-ciri sistem pemerintahan tersebut. Ciri-ciri sistem pemerintahan tersebut, you will need to write Sultan is who, pembesar is who. Ciri-ciri is talking about Sultan is who, pembesar is who, penghulu is who. Then what you need to write is, you write ciri-ciri sistem pemerintahan, ciri-ciri sistem pemerintahan beraja diketuai oleh Sultan. Full stop. Sultan sebagai merupakan, you see, you write like this, merupakan lambang kedaulatan, lambang kedaulatan, merupakan ketua negeri. If you want to write merupakan lambang kedaulatan first also can, or merupakan ketua negeri. Selain itu, Sultan lambang kedaulatan negeri. You see? Then, kedua, pembesar. Okay? Kedua, pembesar mentadbir jajahan atau daerah. You see? Selain itu, menjaga keamanan. Sorry I write very fast because I just want to show you how you write. Selain itu again. Menjaga kestabilan. You see what happened is that your teacher don't mind you selain itu, you just write selain itu only. Don't need pattern lah. Ketiga, penghulu merupakan ketua kampung. Selain itu, menyampaikan arahan raja atau pembesar kepada orang kampung. I just simply write to show you. Just selain itu. You see here? Unless your teacher specify, I don't want selain itu all the way lah. But normally sejarah don't have this very strict requirement lah. K-But guys, K-But, you need to study through the answer. Okay? And again, same, you need opening paragraph. Kepentingan sistem pentadbiran yang kemas dan mantap, yaitu pertama, pentadbiran berkesan dapat menjamin keamanan negara. Selain itu, dapat mengekalkan kemerdekaan negara. Selain itu, juga meningkatkan ekonomi negara. Selain itu, if your teacher allow. Otherwise, you pertama, kedua, seterusnya, selain itu, tambahan pula di samping itu. Faham? Okay, for essay, guys, for essay, you can turn to page 24. Okay, for example, I show you the points I have already included. Okay, example page 24. Like for essay, if they ask you bandingkan faktor kedatangan kuasa barat. If for that question, since it's 3 marks, we just write like ciri-ciri sistem pemerintahan adalah Sultan merupakan ketua negeri, selain itu pembesar mentadbir jajahan dan daerah. Akhirnya sekali, yes, correct. Guys, you're confused, right? Like, teacher, you write so much for what? You see? Okay, example here, they give you 3 marks. 3 marks means you can just write Sultan merupakan ketua negeri. Then, pembesar mentadbir jajahan atau daerah. Ketiga, penghulu merupakan ketua kampung. Yes. But I always ask you not to only write 3 marks, only 3 points, plus extra. So if you can, you plus extra. That's why I put 2. I put 2 lah. Otherwise, at least you put 1 and 1 more like that. Example, Sultan, you put 1 more, lambang kedaulatan negeri, and then pembesar put 1 more. Then the ketua kampung one no need lah, it's okay. If you think that too long, difficult to memorize, I don't want. That's okay. So, write more, a bit. Yes. Very good. Okay, now, if we come back to our essay lah, okay, for example, we come back to our essay. Wait. Okay, now, essay. Essay also the same format. How? Okay, essay instead you write on a test pad, correct? So when you write on a test pad or booklet, best way, if possible, you secretly, question 1A, you put 1 page. 1B, another page. 1C, another page. Reason is because no need to estimate how many lines I need to empty for 1B, how many lines I need to empty for 1C. No need. Understand? So through here, This is how you write on your paper. For example, ABC lah. Okay, wait ah. For questions like kepentingan pendidikan dalam kehidupan manusia is menawar peluang pekerjaan. Kepentingan, ya. You can say that peluang pekerjaan yang lebih baik, seterusnya taraf hidup lebih tinggi. Yeah. You're welcome. Okay, guys, you see, so the thing is, here ABC, you one page, A one page, B one page, C one page. And then after that, you opening paragraph again, you copy the soalan down. Faktor kedatangan kuasa barat pada abad ke-16 dengan abad 19. They are comparison mah. So then, you write opening paragraph dengan abad 19, iaitu pada abad ke-16. Then you write one sentence, one answer, one full stop. So because the 8 marks, you just give 4 for the abad 16, 4 for the abad 19. You know that we have a lot of answer here. Especially abad ke-19 got 9 fakta. So you can just dua fakta, dua huraian, and then just put it together and then settle. But of course, don't put minimum requirement lah. 8 marks, 8 point, you plus extra. So for example, the first one, 4 marks, 4 point, right? You put more lah. You put 2 fakta and then two huraian each. 6 marks already. Then again, 2 fakta, two huraian each. 6 marks again. Total 12 marks. Settle. Good. 8 plus 4 extra. See? 12 points. Okay? So under this case, then you plus penanda wacana. So if comparison usually I will advise you all, pada abad 16, you write everything already, then you manakala. Pada abad ke-19. That's usually comparison. Manakala is the best word of penanda wacana to use for comparison purposes. Okay, guys. Okay, can we go to chapter 2 already? Any question? So remember Kebat again, study through. Again, the sentence is also opening paragraph, copy soalan. One sentence, one answer, one full stop. Kebat, sometimes they even want you to give huraian contoh. If your teacher says so, you follow. Just give as much idea you can. Kebat, don't restrict yourself, just write. Kebat, don't restrict yourself, just write. Okay, now next. Then we come back to our chapter 2. Wait, go back to our notes. Chapter 2. Okay, guys, look. For chapter 2, we talk about Pentadbiran Negeri Selat. I already say Negeri Selat stands for 3 states. Okay, so Penang, Singapore, and Malacca. And therefore, first, always remember that for 2.1, we are always got 3 parts. We have the background, latar belakang, and then the faktor, and then the peluasan. How? All right. So, how to take over lah? Factor is why we take over lah. What's so good about it? So, you have the latar belakang Pulau Pinang, you got 4 points. In exam, you just say that it's part of Kedah, it is a stop-by station for businessmen, it is a business port, Batu Uban is their earlier port, which is visited by pedagang Arab lah. Yeah, simple as that. Then, of course, the next one will be, all right, you may say that, factor. Factor why? Why they want our land? 3 factor. Why they want Penang? Because of pusat pengumpulan barang, pelabuhan persinggahan pangkalan tentera. And all here is your huraian. You just need to huraian 1. Yeah. Huraian 1, huraian 2. Because they want goods from China, which is not is teh. In exchange, China wants gold and silver from our Alam Melayu. Then the next one will be they use as stop by station to repair their ship, to refill their food and water. You see that you have so many points. 1, 2, 3. You may say that if I want to put number 4 leh, you can put number 4. Overall, memudahkan penjelajahan ke Asia Pacific. The moment when it become a stop by station, it makes it easy for exploring the whole Asia Pacific. Like that. If you want 4 points lah. Otherwise, actually 2 points are enough. Because if it's 8 marks essay, right? 3 fakta, you just 2, 2, 2 huraian already enough. 2, 4, 6, 9. Okay? Then, pangkalan tentera to defend pertempatan India daripada Perancis. And of course, to face with the competition of Belanda in Alam Melayu. So this is the reason why they want pangkalan tentera yang strategic. Alright, now. Then, peristiwa chronology. So when they will personally ask you perebutan takhta story, then you have 7 points here. Sultan Muhammad Jiwa appoint Tunku Abdullah as the king, as the crown prince, and all the royal bloodline don't agree. So what they do is, they actually went and cooperate with Bugis from Selangor to fight. Then Sultan requests SHTI for help to defend their sovereignty. Then SHTI sent Edward Mokhtar to negotiate. Final negotiation failed lah. Not able to ensure the future protection of Kedah. But then, due to the second factor, so if in exam they personally just say that perebutan takhta, then is this one. If they ask you the problem, if they ask you the persekitaan dalam negeri dan ancaman kuasa asing, if they ask you both, then you write 2 of it. Depends on the question. That's why I want you to practice all the soalans as much as you can. So then the second one is ancaman Siam. Under Sultan Abdullah, Siam, this whole sentence here, you can put it as 1 point. Siam demand to have their own bunga mas back from Kedah. And Sultan Kedah feel threatened. That's why they request SHTI help. Then they offer Penang as a pangkalan to British, with the condition that they will get military support as well as protect Kedah from Siam's attack. Then, of course, Sultan Kedah asked for French-like help to convey this information to Governor General British in India. At the end, French-like realized that, Pulau Pinang very strategic. So he promised will fulfill the condition. Mana tahu at the end, Sultan Abdullah offer French-like to have the settlement in Penang. Then French-like named Penang as Prince of Wales Islands, and then their settlement capital city is Georgetown, and finally took over. So if they talk about French-like overall, it's about ancaman Siam thingy lah. Depends on the question, which are the parts. Is it perebutan takhta? These are the 7 point. Is it ancaman Siam? These are the 5. Is it French-like? These are the 6, 7, 8, 9 lah. Okay, usually this one is 1 part lah. Okay. Now, otherwise these 4 you have to be memorized out. Each of it you must remember 4, 4, and 4. That's it. Okay, then how do British strengthen their control in Penang? First, in 1786, Siam take over Patani, threaten Kedah. So if you say that Siam take over Patani and threaten Kedah is 1 point, yes, it's 1 point. Then after that, they asked for military support from SHTI, and then he refused to help. Reason is because they never signed the agreement. Then after that, in 1791, okay, Sultan Abdullah then gather the military in. Okay, Sultan Abdullah basically realized that he's being tricked. So if they say that he realized that he's the menyadari, tertipu, muslihat. If the question says he realized that he's being tricked by French, it's like, what did he do next? Or how do British mengukuhkan kuasa in Penang? Then you can actually say that number one, he gathered soldiers in Seberang Perai to take back Penang, and at the end of the day, were defeated. He was forced to sign agreement. Officially gone. Officially gone. And then, finally, how do they take over Seberang Perai? This one is regarding to Seberang Perai, guys. Seberang Perai. Seberang Perai. So, first of all, Governor George Late forced Sultan Diauddin. Oh, guys, the spelling error, sorry, is Diauddin. Got an A in the middle. Okay, so George Late, which is Governor Pulau Pinang, forced Sultan Diauddin to sign an agreement with British, allowing British to take over Seberang Perai. And therefore, as what? As a benteng pertahanan, as a kawasan pertanian. And finally, this one is like 3 and 4 point lah, then 5 point. They may ask you tujuan or kepentingan Seberang Perai. Like that lor. So then after that, finally Singapore already. We are done with our Penang and Seberang Perai. Then after that, Singapore background. Background you all know lah. First of all, is Wilayah Kesultanan Johor Riau. Temenggung Abdul Rahman stays in Singapore, manage Johor. Okay, guys, this one is 2 marks. 2 marks block. Whole sentence is 1 mark lah. And then this whole sentence is 3 and 4. Then the next one is factor why do British wants? One is because of kedudukan in the south of Semenanjung Tanah Melayu, able to control the Selat Melaka and Selat Sunda. Okay, kedudukan mengawal. Second is, the third is as a collection center. You can even give, because their pelabuhan can compete with Belanda, or you can say because Penang itself is too far in the north. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. You memorize 4 because they like to ask what's the benefit of Singapore to British also. Then finally, how to take over Singapore is when there are throne legacy problem, issue pewarisan takhta. So when they ask you explain the issue pewarisan takhta, right? The first one, Sultan Mahmud Shah three mangkat, and he has 2 princes, iaitu Tengku Abdul Rahman and Tengku Hussein. And at the same time, you can actually say this is 2 and this is 3, and then after that, like that, 4 and 5. Then 6, then like that, whole sentence is 7, and kerana dipahang, diketepikan, 8, like that. Sorry, 8 is the next one, kerana dipahang. Seterusnya diketepikan, and Barundo is 9. So when you see it's like so many points, it can be more marks given. And then how do British manipulasi take advantage of the pewarisan takhta? How do British manipulasi, when it comes to manipulasi, British manipulasi, right? You can say that first he convinced Temenggung Abdul Rahman to invite Tengku Sin to Singapore. and then announced as Sultan Johor Rial. Okay. And then after that, we have two Sultan, which is Sultan Abdul Rahman in Lingga, Sultan Hussein in Singapore. That's it. Then continue on is how do British mengukuhkan kuasa? It's by perjanjian. So the first perjanjian, second perjanjian. You can directly write perjanjian 1819, perjanjian 1824. The month, the dates, not as important if you don't remember, but the year have to be there. Always remember perjanjian year have to be there. Always remember perjanjian year have to be there. And therefore, you can see that Stamford Raffles, then Petempatan, then the British, then the William Farquhar. Then after that, John Crawford, Sultan, selama-lamanya is British one, Singapore, and Sultan and Temenggung hilang kedaulatan. Kedaulatan. I know very fast. Yeah. But you understand, ah? So if they ask you about mengukuhkan in Singapore, it's perjanjian. 1819, 1824. Then after that, we talk about Melaka already. Latar belakang Melaka. Before that, what's the background of Melaka? Melaka is a kerajaan yang unggul di alam Melayu, and then after that were defeated by Portuguese. Okay, to be honest, latar belakang in Melaka not very important in structure or even essay lah. Latar belakang Melaka mainly is for objective. Like example, they will say that what is the Melaka for Belanda? What is the Betawi for Belanda? For Belanda. Okay, Melaka for Belanda is a collection business, a collection goods center. Betawi for Belanda is a business center. So that's why for Belanda, Betawi is more important compared to Melaka. All right. So mainly is objective lah. Okay, mainly is objective. Okay, then instead factor. Factor, why do there is Pakatan, British Belanda? Factor is there are actually three factor. Okay, number one, they want to end the British Belanda fight regarding to Singapore. So the main thing is you need to British Hurrain 1, Hurrain 2, and Hurrain 3. Then Belanda is Hurrain 1, Hurrain 2, and Hurrain 3. You must at least remember 2 point and 2 point, but actually all the best lah. Okay. Then the next one, because of friendship. Friendship, you have Hurrain 1, Hurrain 2, Hurrain 3. So of course, friendship here, the best is you remember 2. If can, all 3 lah. And they want to resolve due to peace because they want to prevent war. And because they don't want to be burdened by the financial problem. So they want to resolve using peace. So guys, this whole thing, you can see is so yellowish. It's all very important. As in, if it's essay 8 marks, right? Also 8 marks, right? Also 3 factor, 2 Hurrain. Or they even sometimes come out with this one and ask you, huraikan. Belanda and British end the fight. So you have 4 marks. So British one you give 2, Belanda one you give 2. But always remember, don't just give enough ma. So maybe you give 3. Understand? Okay? So under this case, guys, end class already.
回家。
哦，回家，拜拜。
Okay, bye-bye.
Eh, 老师不是完了咩？
怎么你们玩掉我？你怎么你们 end 掉我？Why you end me?
I didn't end. 是那个 Zoom meeting 自己 end 啦。
I also don't know actually what happened. It's like, and okay, goodbye. I was like, oh, okay, hello. Okay, guys, let's continue. I have a little bit more, okay? You give me a little bit more time, okay? You give me a bit more time. A bit more only, okay? Okay, we are back here. Okay, guys, look. So under this case, guys, come back to our pakatan, you understand, So it may come out in essay, all right, essay, the whole thing factor, or in structure, 4 marks, they want you to explain the menamakan pertikaian. So when they give you 4 marks, right, then you don't give just enough 4 lah. I mean, you don't give just enough 2 then become 4 marks. I just don't. Okay, so you give all hour. Okay. So under this case, guys, let's continue. Okay, 2.2 is talking about perjanjian London. So the moment when pakatan berlaku, kesan, not kesan, as in they will say that kesan pakatan. Kesan pakatan. Meaning, from this pakatan factor, factor pakatan, then is kesan pakatan will be perjanjian London will sign. Perjanjian London will sign. And Perjanjian London was signed so that British and Belanda can protect their own benefit. Yay! Okay, then after that, finally, Syarat Perjanjian London is, here we have the, first of all, guys, you need to know the syarat. Under British is 1, 2, and 3. Under Belanda is 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, so all of it, also the best, if you remember all of the syarat. Yeah. And then after that, kesan, the moment when they signed Perjanjian London, they have 3 kesan. Kesan number 1 is our whole Alam Melayu were divided into two influential area. One is under British, one is under Belanda. Yeah. Hey, guys, can be 8 marks one, Kesan Perjanjian London 8 marks, Can. Or they may personally just ask you the kesan pembahagian Alam Melayu, dua lingkungan pengaruh barat. Okay, so you can write dibagi kepada dua lingkungan pengaruh barat. And therefore, for British, will be kawasan Timur Utara, Singapura Tanah Melayu. Belanda one is sebelah barat and Kepulauan Riau Lingga. Okay, then the next one will be Perpecahan Empire. Perpecahan Empire is Singapore become Tanah Jajahan British. Sultan Temenggung were forced to sign. And Sultan shift to Banda Hili Melaka, To be honest, guys, Fakta 1 is where? 1 and 2. Then Fakta 2 is 1 and 2. Y'all give me a moment now. Okay, guys, let's continue. So 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2. Here. 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1. You just put Okay, which is Singapore become the land of British, the end of Kesultanan Riau Lingga, and they announce Kedaulatan Pahang. Okay, next. Then Selat Melaka is under British, which is from 1, 2, 3, and 4. Understand, guys? Okay, so guys, please go through your latihan. As in example, you go to your chapter 2. Example, you go to your chapter 2. Example, I show you for a while. Example, we go all the way to page 30. Okay, the last one. So then you have to practice, Syarat Perjanjian London, 6 marks. So what happened just now? I already mentioned to you all, which is your syarat here, all of the 6 write down. Of course, usually only 4 marks lah. Okay, usually it's 4 marks. So you write all down, then you get 4 marks. Okay? Understand? So you have to opening paragraph again Syarat Perjanjian London 1824. Iaitu pertama, British berundur dari Sumatera. Selain itu menyerahkan Bangka Hulu. Selain itu tidak membuka. Manakala Belanda mengiktiraf Medan. Selain itu menyerahkan. Selain itu tidak membuka Medan baru. Okay, then after that, this is Perpecahan Empire. You see here, Perpecahan Empire, then you have to write the opening law. Opening again. Sorry, last. Perpecahan Empire Kesultanan Johor Riau after Perjanjian London. So you Perpecahan Empire Kesultanan Johor Riau is this one, So then, you write Perpecahan Empire Kesultanan Johor Riau selepas Perjanjian London. Pertama, iaitu Singapura menjadi tanah jajahan British. Selain itu, Sultan dan Temenggung didesak. Selain itu, pemindahan. If you don't want to write selain itu, right? Very weird, very, oh my God. You can tambahan pula di samping itu like that. Berakhir. Alright? Then pengisytiharan like that. Okay? So I'm going to see you guys next week. Make sure you complete everything with your KBAT studies, everything. And if you still have any question, please ask. Otherwise, thank you very much for today. See you guys next week. Goodbye, everybody. Sayonara. Tata. Bye, Law. Any question? Noah? Bye-bye. Bye. What if I don't complete? If you don't complete, then you won't actually able to understand the whole questions, answer, how to apply. You understand? So you have to practice. Okay? So see you. Goodbye. Sayonara.